How you doing? This is Coach DiCarlo. Somebody wrote a post today and they were kind of confused, and the question was, listen, I like this guy, he's with somebody else, and you know, if we're both trying to attract him, who wins? Me personally, I don't think any of you win, but that's besides the point. The way that you attract somebody back that you want to be in a relationship with is, I'm going to say something that's going to sound off the wall, but this is how you do it. It's not wanting them back. How many of you have been in a relationship, you're in this relationship, and the relationship is over, and you say, well, I'm done with that, but the more that you resist being in a relationship with that individual, the more they want to be with you. And there's a law that's at work. So the young lady asked the question, if me and another person is trying to attract a individual, for example, if we're in competition, who wins? And the person that wins, who's in the greater vibration, of course. Now, that vibration may be someone seeing themselves as being worthy to be in this relationship and not having to be in competition. There's a lot of men and females out there that are in relationships and they don't worry about losing their partner because they say, well, first and foremost, if I lose them, then I'll find somebody else. But I'm not going to lose them because I know what I'm offering them. So they have an attitude that they're not going to lose their partner. Whereas the other person feels like they're in competition to win this partner. There's nothing that I have that can be taken away from me. And if something is perceived to be lost, I know that I can recapture whatever that loss is. But let me give you this scriptural foundation about to him who has. It says that to him who has, so the person that has this in this so-called competition, more shall be given. They'll win over the relationship. But the person that does not have, that feel like they're in competition and they're competing to get this person back, that they just have to have this person, then even that which they seemingly have, they lose. And so the best way that you can win a partner back, if that's what you want to do, is not requiring or needing that partner back. There's something attractive about the person that's content within themselves, that they don't have to be with another person or they don't have to be with an individual person. But to the person that they're trying to attract, it makes them even more attractive. But when you're coming from a place of need, need acts as a repellent. Need is like putting mosquito repellent in the summertime and repelling mosquitoes. If you're coming from a place of need and want, and you're saying, I just got to have this person back and I don't know what I'm going to do, to the person that you're trying to attract, it's a repellent. It's very unattractive. You know, and I had welcomed somebody into the group recently, and when I welcome people into the family, I like knowing who's coming into the group. So if you're trying to come into the group and you don't have a face and you don't have any identifiers, that's like you trying to come into my house with a ski mask on. You try to come in my house with a ski mask on, you're not getting in. I need to understand who's coming into the family. And so I say that, so this person had a post in her background, and it says, how beautiful you've become since you've begun to love yourself. And it's so true. She had it in Spanish, so I had to find the interpretation because the picture was so beautiful that I had to find out what it was that she was saying. And the saying was as even beautiful as her picture that she had. But she said, how beautiful you have become since you've begun to love yourself. If you want to attract your ideal mate, your specific person, first and foremost, don't have the need to have them, as it were. Don't want them so badly that you don't know, because that acts as a repellent. But the other thing is how beautiful you become when you begin to love yourself. Many people think that they're loving themselves and they go beneath what they know that they should in order to attract this person. But when you're lowering your standards or when you're lowering your expectations and trying to attract another person, that energy is also being flowed from you. And of course, it, like I said, repels that person that you're trying to attract, but it also attracts people that will sense that energy and they'll start seemingly taking advantage of you until you change that energy. But truly how beautiful you become when you begin to love yourself. And this works in the place of money. This works in the place of health. Whatever it is that you're trying to do. When you begin vibrating, and I know that I say this every time I talk, but I really want you guys to get, you're vibrating something. And the person that vibrates the greatest energy is the one that's going to, as it were, win. You know, but even in coming from the place of competition, you're saying that there's something that I don't have. So in coming from a place of competition, you're already acknowledging that there's something that you don't have. So that's what you're sending out. But if you come from a place that I have everything that I need, and I'm worthy, and that I'm beautiful and worthy of love, and if this person can't see it, the next person will. The funny thing is when you move on to the next person, or even before you get into that next person, you're going to find that this person is going to be attracted to you because they're going to see something in you. The energy flowing from you is going to be, I'm worthy of love because I'm loving myself, whether you love me or not. That's just such a powerful magnet. And it's funny, many times when people get married, they say, well, why are these people being attracted to me now that I'm married? The reason that they're being attracted to you is because you're not operating from a place of lack. You're not operating from a place of want. You're operating from a place of power because you already have love. And so if the love that you have is a love with yourself, that's going to be radiated. And that's going to show forth in anybody that comes in contact with you. And you're not going to stand for low standard treatment. You're not going to have anybody treat you any kind of way because your self-image and your self-love for yourself is going to be so high that you're going to attract those kind of individuals. People are going to know when they deal with you that they got to come to you right. And I have a friend of mine, and she loves herself in such an extent that when she interacts with men, they already come to her with a level or a standard that's worthy of her. And those who don't, she don't even waste her time with them. And so she gets a quality of men that many people don't. And this works with men, women. When you begin operating from a place of how beautiful you are, when you begin to love yourself, you're going to attract your mate. You're going to attract a mate. It may not even be that person that you supposedly lost to the other person. It could be somebody far better. Now, I know that a lot of times we become single focused, and the only thing that we can see in our life is that which we've perceived to have lost. But once your heart opens up to you and you realize that you're worthy of love, you're going to see that more people are going to be attracted to you. And the funny thing is, when you get into that ideal loving relationship, the person that you thought that you lost, they're going to come back to you and say, well, you know, I messed up, blah, blah, blah. But I'm going to say this. For anybody that's trying to get with somebody that's already with somebody, if they'll do it with you, they'll do it to you. So if he's going to cheat and be with her, and I know that everybody thinks that I'm special and it's just not going to happen to me. It's just not so. If he, she will do it with you, they'll do it to you. So now you're in the relationship because you've won. Now because you've won, you're looking over your back wondering who that person is that's going to come along and take him and win her from you. It's just a vicious cycle. Now, if that's the game that you want to play, then go for it. Because, of course, you're the creator of your life. This is no judgment. I'm just letting you know how this stuff works. I've seen it time and time again. But if you truly want to win love back, a relationship back, that person back, then don't require it. Don't need to. Begin loving yourself, finding someone else, and what's going to happen, you're going to turn off that energy that says, I just got to be with you. You're going to turn off the repellent. Because you turn off the repellent, you're going to become an attractor. So if you really want to win that person back, move on with your life, find someone new, and you're going to find that you become a magnet for attracting the person that you thought you wanted so bad. But the question is, will you be willing to sacrifice that great relationship for that subpar relationship, that lower level relationship? You know, because if the person was really to be with you, I don't know why he would be with the other person, but that's on you. This is no judgment. I'm just saying, reevaluate and look at those things and see how much that person really needs to be in your life. And if you feel like that's the case, don't require him, don't need him, and what you'll find is that that's when you'll attract him. This is Coach Carlos saying have a great and abundant day.